Green.
No, wait, Monica. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry, let me introduce you. Good morning, everyone in Facebook Live and here in Zoom. Thank you, Monica Mulholland from Argentina. Thank you for your time and for what you are going to share with us. Thank you, Gloria in Ecuador, Raj in Canada, Irma Guzman in Ecuador, and Mirela and Sonia in Peru. And today is the 27th of June, 2021. And as usual, this Sunday, we have a very special guest like Monica Holland. Let me share my screen and say a few words about our presentation today. Raj, could you help me, please, with this quote, the first quote, please?
If we start being honest about our pain, our anger, and our shortcomings, instead of pretending they don't exist, then maybe we'll leave the world a better place than we found it. Oh, I just so agree. Love it, Jaime, because emotions can't be suppressed. It's helpful.
Yeah, I love that word, right? Next, Sonia, could you please give me a hand with the next one?
Mental health is not a destination, but a process. It's about how you drive, not where you're going.
Lovely, isn't it? So we are, we're all the time paying attention where we're going, but not how. And the last one, Monica, could you please?
Yeah, mental health needs a great deal of attention. It's a final taboo and it needs to be faced and dealt with. Adam Alt.
Yeah. Agree, disagree?
Absolutely. Yeah.
We agree.
It connects with mindfulness, our attention.
Yeah. And I love the last one. Somebody who wants to read it, I just love it. Marina Gonzalez in Argentina posted it today in her Facebook account. Anyone who wants to read it.
I can read it. I hope to arrive at my death late, in love, and a little drunk.
Which one
that
do
means
you?
That means you have to arrive then after enjoying life.
Yeah, no matter how old we are, where we are, or how we are, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
So this is what is coming. This is what is coming in July the 11th. We won't have a presentation on July the 4th, but this will be a great, wonderful, beautiful event. Monica and everyone else. We have the new generation of English language teachers, Adriana Hidalgo from Costa Rica, Jaimini Ahir from Panama. She's actually from India, but she lives and studies in Panama. Griselda Pulamarin from Ecuador, Susan Hernandez from Mexico, Natalie Moritan from Argentina, Maria Menendez from Guatemala, Pilar Laime from Bolivia, and Sharon Castillo from Peru. Very young English language teachers who are studying to become teachers, and they will be sharing with us their ideas, their hopes, their beliefs, why they are studying to become English teacher and things like that. And finally, to finish up, our conferences in July and then take a rest for a month. It will be, I need it. Grazia Trantine from Italy. She will be talking about developing critical cultural awareness, DNA, heritage, racism, and xenophobia. Great topic.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank God and thank you and everyone else who helps us to learn and learn more from you. Well, I don't have the pleasure, Monica, of having met you face to face, but thank you so much for having accepted the invitation to present in our international meetings. Let me say a few words about you. Monica was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina, where she graduated as a teacher of English in 1988. In 2002, she moved to Virginia, where she taught English and Spanish at the high school and college levels. She graduated from George Mason University with an NA in foreign languages and a graduate certificate in TESOL. Then she went on to pursue her PhD in Spanish literature at the Catholic University of America and graduated in 2013. In 2019, she received the Excellence in Teaching Award from the Greater Washington Association of Teachers of Foreign Language. Congrats. In the summer of 2019, Monica moved to Northern Colorado with her husband and their doggy. What's his name? Her name?
Abby.
Abby.
Abigail.
Abby, okay. Hello, Abby. She now teaches Spanish at Colorado Early Colleges High School and at George Mason University. She also tutors both face-to-face and remotely. Apart from teaching, Monica is passionate about curriculum design and coaching. Ultimately, yoga and mindfulness meditation have made a tremendous impact on Monica's approach to teaching by applying the power of observation, inner focus, and compassion to educational settings. She is known to help her students thrive beyond their academic needs. So one more time, thank you so much, Monica.
Thank you, Jaime.
No, thank you. Let's give her a warm of virtual applauses. So the screen is, yeah, this is what everybody does now, right? Show our hands. Hello, Rosemary in Bolivia. Hello, Micaela. So the screen is yours. Hello, hello.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Can you see my screen, the slide?
Yeah, perfectly.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Wow, such dedicated professionals. I'm so excited and so thankful for the invitation, Jaime. My topic is why mental health in education matters and what we can do about it. And the goals are, we are going to examine the fundamentals of mental health and their application in the classroom. So it's a little bit of theory. And again, you're welcome to ask questions and then Jaime will let me know.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. And we will do some practice. We're going to experiment a few deep breathing techniques. And when we finish, there will be time for Q&A if you still have extra questions. So welcome, everybody. Before we start, do you have a pen and pencil, something to write on?
Yeah.
I would like you to evaluate your own stress levels at this moment. The least stressed, so the calmer, is number 1. Number 1 would be as calm as the monk on the mount.
Oh my God.
Monk on the mount. All the way to number 10, Tony the tiger, completely stressed out, and anything in between. So write down the number for you in particular. What number represents your stress level right now? And then we'll compare to what happens at the end.
All right.
Sounds good? Okay. Also, I want everybody to write a few notes about what is mental health. How would you define mental health? So write a few notes, just jot down ideas about your answer to this. What is mental health? And you have about a minute. So Jaime, my slide is covering the whole screen?
Yeah.
It is.
Don't worry.
Great.
We are professionals.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to make sure that
Yeah.
it was showing fine because it shows different on my end. I can see my deck on the left.
Okay.
Okay, do we have any volunteers to define mental health?
Well, I wrote 3 words, dear Monica: peace, relief, and love.
I love that.
Me too.
Thank you, Jaime.
Anyone else, please?
I can go. I wrote overall well-being.
Yeah, well-being, definitely.
Anyone else, please?
Mirela, do you have anything for us?
What I wrote was having peace in mind and peace with yourself.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you for sharing, everyone.
Me.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that these are the different emotions that affect our environment, especially, for example, not only physical emotion, only the different things that we have to live or to work around it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Gloria.
Hi, yeah, I wrote a sanity to deal with the daily struggles of life.
Thank you, Rosemary in Bolivia. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Okay, so here's my list. Some of you mentioned well-being. Mental health is a state of well-being that allows people to function, to feel good about themselves and others, and to lead a full and vigorous life. So both emotional and physical, and if you want, spiritual as well. It's more than an absence of mental illness. So in the past, we used to think that if we didn't feel good emotionally, we had to be treated, right? But we were not so focused on what to do to prevent mental illness. So this definition includes prevention. It's more than the absence of mental illness. It's also the presence of mental wellness. It impacts our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, our behaviors, our relationships, and more than that, right? It impacts almost everything of what we do every day. And it's an area that we need to continually work on for the rest of our lives. And Jaime, one of your quotes earlier today mentioned this in some way, the idea of it being a journey rather than a destination. It's not that, okay, I achieved mental health and now I'm done. Actually, it's something we have to work on and cultivate every single day for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
So moving to the field of education, why is incorporating wellness, why is this important? Why is it important to incorporate it in our classroom? Any ideas, anybody?
Anyone? Gloria, Sonia, Micaela, Mirela,
I think
Raj?
it's essential. I think it's something essential that we shouldn't forget when we're teaching, especially adolescents that are going through maybe puberty, but not only them, you know, because it, as Jaime mentioned also, no, it's a journey, something continuous in our life.
Right.
Yes, agree with you, Sonia.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And wellness, or the lack of it, definitely impacts education. It is not separated from our reality. It impacts education. And I have some numbers here that pertain to the United States. And maybe if you know about your particular country, you can tell us if you experience or you believe the same numbers could apply in your country. This is very recent research from the USA. Age 6 is a median age of onset for anxiety disorders. So that young. Age 13 is a median age for the onset of mood disorders, which can be anxiety or can be something else. like anger, depression, things like that. Age 15 is the median age of onset for substance abuse. So drugs and alcohol, basically. And 1 in 5 youth in the United States will experience a mental disorder at some point in their life. And these are the people who are diagnosed. And there are a lot more people that have not been diagnosed. So we don't know. The number might be a lot bigger than this. So going back to the first question, why incorporating wellness in the classroom is because whether we want to acknowledge it or not, this is what is happening in our classrooms. So we need to learn and we need to do something as much as we can, right?
Right.
And the calmer you are as a teacher, the calmer they will be as a student. So if we don't work on our own emotions, and if we don't work on grounding ourselves, then the classroom becomes chaotic, right? Because it's typically a reflection of what is going on inside. And going back to this question and picture, why incorporating wellness in the classroom? We can see here that the flight attendant is showing, demonstrating how to use the oxygen mask, right? What does she tell us, or what do they tell us to do?
Put on your own oxygen mask before assisting others.
Yes, Raj, exactly. Put our own oxygen mask beforehand. So take care of our own emotional well-being first, so that we can be present, grounded, and helpful to our students. Because if we are stressed out, if the students are stressed out, then learning cannot happen, because stress is not conducive to learning. You may relate to this if you are driving and then you have the cop's car behind you. This happened to me before. I got so nervous that I couldn't even find my ID because I thought I was doing something wrong. I don't know what it was, why they stopped me, but maybe it was a little bit above the speed limit. But I got so nervous that, well, where's my ID? What do I do? Legs shaking. And we don't have to go to that extreme of having a cop's car behind you, but any stressor can stop your frontal cortex from actually being able to think. So there's no learning. Stress also makes us more reactive. In yoga and in mindfulness training, the very first thing we learn is to pause. So anything that happens to us, any situation, any trigger, we need to pause and then respond. And if we're not aware of this, what we do is we just react. Student does something that we don't like and we react. Okay, you go to the principal's office or you stay after school. That's a reaction. That is not helpful. But with mindfulness, deep breathing, and yoga training, or just being aware of this, we learn to pause and then respond. Also, stress does not help us to create a strong relationship with our students. And we know that learning happens when we are able to create that relationship. But if we're too stressed out, we are not able to develop that connection. And last but not least, stress depletes our body, our minds, our emotion. We feel absolutely exhausted in mind and in body. Let me know if you have questions.
Yeah, I was thinking about...
Or comments.
Yeah, I was thinking about, Monica, that now it's worse and it's more difficult because students are in their bedrooms or their living rooms, and there is noise, there are too many people around them, and there is no peace. And besides, every teacher doing the same thing in front of the laptop, I guess the stress is for both. Or I would say for three, for students, parents, and teachers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My dear Jaime,
Hello, Rosemary. Again.
I'm sorry to disagree, but I believe that online teaching using the internet is actually a more human way of teaching, because you are in your safe space. Students are in their safe space, their bedrooms or their houses, and we are in a safe space as well. And that definitely lowers the emotional stress that they could have. At least for me, it seems like that. I have talked to my nieces, and they say, no, I don't want to go back to face, because I don't know, it's stressing.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I think that we cannot generalize.
Yeah.
In my personal experience, I've seen both situations. People and students who are more comfortable at home, and some others that feel that they need the social interaction and they are not so comfortable at home. I have the case of many families who share one computer among maybe 3, 4 siblings. So I think that every situation is different, but what I feel as well is that COVID has, with all the struggles that we have faced, it has shown us that we need to make room for other ways of learning. And I have had a good online experience teaching my students, but I also understand that in some areas where the connectivity, for example, is not so available, or things like that, or when the families are really big, or there's also the case of trauma in kids who don't feel so safe at home, unfortunately. They would prefer to be in school. So there are all sorts of situations that this COVID has put us in front of, and we definitely cannot generalize.
Monica, may I add, I think it's not, what you just said is not either or. I think for some students, because they may be bullied in school, or they're afraid of being bullied, being at home on their screen is absolutely okay. And for others who love interaction and socialization, they learn better in that environment. So I agree, there's not an either or.
Yeah, exactly. And there are families that unfortunately are not so safe, and the kids can feel even better in the classroom if there's maybe even neglect.
Our friend Edison Santa Cruz from Ecuador has said something very important as usual. He says, both parties share the same pros and cons. Students do not develop their social skills, therefore their anxiety will increase once they go back to face-to-face classes. Teachers, that's what I mentioned before, teachers also have children to take care of and help with homework. So that's what I mentioned, the 3, right? Not either or, exactly. But what was going on.
Yeah, and sometimes the parents or the caregivers stayed at home, but were really, or maybe even are, very stressed out because of job insecurities and food insecurities. Children get food at school as well, so that can be challenging. So that's why I'm talking about stress in general and not comparing online teaching with face-to-face teaching. I'm talking about stress in general, which can have many different sources.
There is a question, Monica, for our friend Michael from Nigeria. Is there a way Is there a way one's bodily pain contributes to stress and mental wellness?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Sure. Is there a way one's bodily pain contributes to stress and mental wellness? That is, if the pain we have physical, I guess, contributes to stress.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So this last bullet here, stress depletes our body, our minds, and our emotions is like a circle, actually, because pain causes stress and stress causes pain. So they are related. About particular body pain, there are many reasons for that. So definitely the person needs a medical doctor to diagnose and treat, but also realize what can we do to prevent that, or once we have that, what do we do? Very often we keep working as if nothing happened, and then we pay for it. So we need to find a balance so that we don't exacerbate that physical pain. But yeah, we need to be aware of that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm working so hard on yoga right now, because yeah, my body's not as healthy as it used to be. Well, it's healthy, but it hurts sometimes.
So I guess we also need a yoga presentation next time, dear Monica.
Yeah, let's do it.
Please.
Yeah, we need to prevent physical pain as much as possible, and then once we are experiencing that pain, what do we do other than take medication? I say that meditation can really work the same or even more sometimes than medication. So meditating, walking, doing stretches every day really helps that physical and emotional pain. And I have here a slide that shows what happens in our body when we are stressed out. So these two are parts of the autonomic nervous system, which has two parts. One part is the sympathetic nervous system, and the other part is the parasympathetic nervous system. When we act in response to fear or stress, we react. We are in a fight or flight, sometimes freeze situation. And what is the result of that? Well, it is the sympathetic nervous system is activated. So you can see it, you can feel, or you can look at the other person's expanded pupils in their eyes. The breath is fast and shallow, only here up to the chest. And the heart pumps very fast. And because the blood leaves the digestive system to the upper areas of our body, then we don't digest well. So our gut, our digestive system is inactive. So this is what is happening in our body when we are stressed out. All this left area. Most important are the breath, the heartbeat, and the digestive system being altered. However, when we respond using mindfulness and calmness, yeah, we can think, we can rest, we can digest. And what happens in our body? Well, our pupils shrink, they're smaller. Our breaths are deeper. We're going to practice this, deeper breaths. Our heartbeats are slower, right? We don't feel so agitated. And then our gut, our digestive system is active. So it's really very, very beneficial. The more we can be in the parasympathetic system, the better. Sometimes we do need our sympathetic nervous system to be active. If we are running to catch the bus to go to work, well, we need to be active. We need to run. We need to really be on top of things and say, okay, I need to go to work on time, and I run. And then I'm not so worried about if I'm digesting properly or not, because my goal is to catch the bus before it leaves without me. So there are moments in our day in which we definitely need to be on our sympathetic nervous system, but definitely not all the time.
Am I right if I say that this is what usually or sometimes happen to us speakers before a presentation face to face, especially when there are 100, 200 people and there are native speakers present? Well,
absolutely.
I sometimes feel, I must confess that I sometimes feel like that.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for sharing that, Jaime. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now
That
I
is
understand
something
why.
normal, that you feel anxious and you start questioning yourself. What am I doing here? Will I remember everything? But that is how our brain reacts. And that's completely normal and expected. But with techniques from yoga, from mindfulness, you can really help yourself to not feel so stressed out before a presentation. So I'm going to share with you some breathing techniques that you can use before your next presentation, and then tell me if they work.
Okie dokie.
So here I've chosen to share the yin yang symbol. That is a symbol of unity, meaning that we need both. We need both the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. It's not that one is right and the other one is wrong. Just like we mentioned a little while ago about face-to-face and online teaching. We need both. We need both. But in the specific case of the nervous system, we really need to train the parasympathetic nervous system, because the other one is almost automatic. Somebody says something that you don't like and boom, you react. And then maybe you're sorry for the rest of your life. So this is what our brain automatically does to put us in the stress level. So we need to train the parasympathetic, the calmer one, more to use it when we need it. And how we can do this? Well, my proposal is that we can use yoga breathing, for example, or deep breathing. And there's not just one yoga breath. There are different types of breath, different techniques that you learn when you're in training. But it depends on many things. For example, the time of the day or your goal, what type of breath you're going to practice. So for your case, Jaime, before a presentation, you definitely need to do a calming breath to counteract stress and anxiety for the presentation.
Okay.
But there are other types of breaths that heat your body and give you more energy. And you can do those in the morning before starting work, because you need some heat and energy to go, not, like you're falling asleep. So there are different types of breath. It's not just one yoga breath. That is something that is important to know. But in most cases in school, we need to learn and to teach our students a balancing breath. That is a breath that balances both sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. It's balance. Not too calm that you fall asleep, and not too agitated that you're stressed out. So balancing, how do we do this? Well, the rate in which you breathe is important. How many breaths per minute? The balancing breath is between 4 and 6 breaths per minute, which is half as fast as we typically breathe. So if you look at people walking, for example, going to work or things like that, they will be breathing at 10 to 12 breaths per minute. That means very fast and very shallow up to here, right? Whereas this is long breaths. That's why it takes longer to breathe, because the breath is longer and deeper. So, and the ratio, the ratio is between inhale and exhale. The same number of inhales and the same number of exhales. So 1-to-1 relation, the same, inhale, exhale. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, you inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. These are these numbers. Okay, and long breaths, we push the air all the way to the abdomen, the lower part of our belly. So the abdomen and the diaphragm work here. Ready to try it? And balancing breaths, you can practice them anytime, during the day or at night. You can use them before high stress meeting, tests, or presentations, Jaime.
I thought we were going to practice now.
Yeah, we are. If you're feeling sluggish, like you don't feel like doing much, they help. And it's also good to use before or during low intensity exercise, because if you're running, it's a different type of breath. It's more shallow and faster. But if you're exercising like with yoga or low impact or weights, then this is useful. And they're definitely useful in the classroom because they're balancing.
So I guess, Monica, sorry to interrupt. This could be also a good exercise for our students before exams, during classes, because they are sitting in front of the screens 8 hours a day.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And more.
Everything that I'm sharing here with you, I have used and I still use with my students. Everything.
Yeah.
So depending on where you are in the world and the weather at that particular day, you may want to do this hot chocolate breath. If you're experiencing 30, 40 degrees Celsius, you don't want to do hot chocolate, right? So you would change the name. But if you are on a colder day, this is nice. Okay, hot chocolate.
Edison Santa Cruz in Ecuador, he says you can use brain gym exercises with your students before classes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
one of the things that I wanted to comment, sorry to interrupt, Monica, is that, breathing in, breathing out helps to relax. Like I haven't used it with all the theoretical framework that you presented, but every time I notice, even though teenagers or adults, when you're giving instructions for an exam or for a presentation or something that they have to do, everybody get a little bit nervous. So it's like, okay, relax, breathe in, breathe out. Come on now, ready to listen? It's like a practice before and helping you to open your mind and open your ears so students will be ready or in a better way prepared to listen your instructions or everything that you're doing. So
absolutely,
Irma. Works.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, these techniques definitely work. As I said, I've been using them with my students from college for several years, but lately with my high school students, and they really help, especially when the students are really agitated and sometimes they are just chatting to each other and they want to socialize, which is fine, but you need to bring them back to the topic. And this is a wonderful way. So let's practice chocolate breath.
Before you go on, Monica, sorry. Here there is a very important comment made by Lucin Preciado from Ecuador. he says, I know students who know all the answers, but they fail the exam because of the stress.
Exactly. That
That
was
is
me.
true. That is completely true.
Yeah.
They know, but because of internet problems, noise around, personal problems, they fail exams.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
To
one of the
interrupt.
reasons why I'm putting so much emphasis on mental health is that I, as a kid, suffer from anxiety. And then before exams, I really yeah, you too. Yeah. And that is something that was not talked about back then. Only recently, thankfully, we're starting to analyze and to share all this. But before, we didn't pay any attention to it. So I, as a student, suffered a lot in elementary school, high school, and then even at the profesorado where I graduated as a teacher of English, there was a lot of stress because of perfectionism. Sometimes it can happen like that. You don't feel that you are up to the challenge or just anything. It's like your mind doesn't cooperate with the information you studied. So these techniques can be very, very helpful.
I like that sentence. Your mind doesn't cooperate.
Yeah. Where did it go?
Yeah, cooperate, please.
Yeah, yeah. So it goes, all the energy goes to this lower area of the brain, the limbic system, the emotional area of the brain, rather than the frontal cortex, which is the one that allows you to think clearly, to think critically, to make decisions, to answer a question on an exam. Yeah, the emotions are very, very powerful. Ready for hot chocolate breath?
Yeah, ready.
Ready. Okay, here we go. So let's imagine we have a hot chocolate cup here on our hands. Okay, let's all do this, imagining the hot chocolate. If it's very hot where you are, you can just imagine ice cream. But it works better, this particular breath works better with something hot. Okay, so we feel the warm cup of coffee or chocolate or tea in our hands. It feels really cozy. Now we're going to smell the chocolate through our nose, and then the air should go all the way down to our low abdomen, slowly in 4. Remember, we were going to count 4, 4. 4 inhales through our nose slowly, and then we stop there for a moment. The pause is very important in these exercises because we're training our brain to pause before reacting, before responding, before doing anything. We need to pause. So when we're practicing breath work, we pause between the inhale and the exhale. Okay, so we inhale in 4, stop for a moment, and we exhale through the nose again in 4. Ready? Okay, so we feel the chocolate, warm chocolate, and we're gonna smell the chocolate in 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale through your nose, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. Now we're going to exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. So again, we smell the chocolate or the tea. 4, and exhale, we're going to blow because the chocolate is very hot. We need to make it cooler. 4, 3, 2, 1. Once more, smell the chocolate. 3, 4. Blow on it to make it cooler. 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is a very calming sort of breath.
I could even feel or imagine the hot chocolate, really.
Yeah.
I started to feel like I want chocolate. I want chocolate.
Yeah.
Now we can drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello, Juan in Colombia.
Hi, everyone.
This one, candle breath, we can use in any weather. It doesn't matter if it's hot or cold, but it's the same idea. Inhale in 4, exhale in 4. Candle breath. Okay, so show me your peace fingers. Peace fingers, okay. We're gonna stick them together and then face them to your mouth. And this is our candle. Okay, so the same procedure. We are going to breathe in through our nose, pause in the middle, and then we're going to exhale through the mouth. We're going to make a little circle like an Oreo with our lips. And we're going to blow on the candle very slowly. We don't want to put it out. We want it to just flicker, but to still be on. Okay. Inhale through your nose. Pause. And then slowly through your mouth. 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going. You will feel that your air goes all the way down here to this area, the air. So your chest should not be moving. Just your belly, just your belly. The air goes all the way down to your abdomen. Now, the last time we do one to put out the candle. So we breathe in, 3, 4, and now strong. Okay.
I've just realized my belly is really big.
Good for this exercise. Awesome. So we had chocolate breath, we had candle breath, and then the Hoberman sphere. Has anybody seen this
No,
object?
never, I guess.
Yes.
Anybody? Anybody?
Anybody?
Are you familiar with this object? It's a toy.
I have, yes, it's as a toy,
Rosmel,
as a toy.
Yes.
Mhm.
hello, Edison.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Yeah, it's
for
a toy.
kids.
I have it right here. There are 2 sizes. I have the big one. There's a smaller one that is about half the size of this one. And it's just a toy. You can make it bigger or smaller.
Right.
So with this, it's the same procedure. Inhale as the ball becomes bigger. Then we stop in the middle, and then we exhale as the ball becomes smaller. And again, remember, we are doing balancing breaths, which is the same number of inhales and exhales. I chose 4, but you can choose any number as long as it is the same number of inhales and exhales. Okay. That is what a balancing breath is. Balancing breath, just to remind you, it's a way to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, to activate the calmer sort of being, calm down. Or if you feel like you're not doing anything, it brings you up. It gives you energy. It's balancing. Okay, let's try it. Again, through your nose, hold in your tummy, and then exhale through your nose again. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. I know that in Argentina, you can get the Hoberman sphere through Mercado Libre, I think. I don't know what the situation is in other countries, but if you can't get one, you can just use your hands. The same procedure. Let's do it with our hands. We have a closed ball. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale through your nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1.
I think I'll keep it to number 3 because my lungs are really small. So number 4 is a little bit demanding.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You can work on it, Irma.
Yeah, good point. That's why the ratio is 1 to 1, meaning no matter what number you pick, the inhale and the exhale have to be the same.
The same. Okay.
And a little later, I will tell you why. Great. So we did chocolate breath, candle breath, Hoberman sphere. And now we have the infinity symbol. And we do inhale or breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. And I do it with my students in 2 ways. One is showing them the symbol like this. So you go inhale in the middle, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is one way of doing it with the symbol. The other way, let's all stand up and do it with our hand.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Switch on your cameras, please.
We can do it with our hands. So you place your thumb right in front of your nose. That is, and your arm straight in front of you. Inhale in the middle, and then with your hand, you draw the symbol. You draw it. And you follow it. You follow your thumb with your eyes as you inhale and exhale. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you reach the middle, stop, pause, exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it one more time at your own pace. Fantastic.
Edison in Ecuador says that it's also called el ocho perezoso, the lazy
Yep.
eight.
The lazy 8. Yep. Yeah, because it's sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Does anybody know why I insist on breathing in through your nose and not your mouth?
I was going to ask you that question.
Oh, okay.
But
Because
we want the
I've
answer,
been
Raj.
taught to breathe in through the nose and out to the mouth. That's what I've been shown.
Okay. Yeah, in some cases, you need to breathe out through your mouth, especially if you are running or walking very briskly, very fast. But other than that, in everyday life, it's very important to train ourselves to breathe in and out through our nose, and always breathing in through our nose. Why? The reason is that the little hair we have in the nostrils are really air purifiers and humidifiers. They're natural from our body. So breathing in the air through the nose makes the air purer, and there's a little moisture as well that helps our nervous system. And the little hair is connected to our brain, to the parasympathetic nervous system, and it gives a signal to the brain to relax. So that's why it's important to breathe in through your nose. And also, well, I am a mouth breather. I've suffered from asthma since I was a little girl. And so my breathing system has been altered through asthma, right? And naturally, I breathe in through my mouth, but it's not so healthy. It makes your body tired easily. So it's really very important to train yourself to breathe in and out through your mouth, unless you're running or walking very briskly on a treadmill, for example, in which case you would breathe in through your nose and then breathe out through your mouth. So yeah, so that the air is more pure and our brain relaxes more. I think you will notice if you take just a few minutes, here we are doing each one very fast because I want to show you several, but you would spend, if it's just for you, not in the classroom, but if it's just for you, 10 minutes doing any of these, and you will notice how you become calmer after 10 of these. Yes, Jaime?
Yeah, I was wondering, because I jog every morning. Who wants to know? Who wants to know? No one. But
good for you.
Yeah, I started doing it 3 months ago. I need it. Otherwise,
yeah.
I will become crazy.
Absolutely.
I jog in the morning, 6 o'clock, and I do it for 40 minutes. So I should inhale when jogging or sometimes running. I should inhale through my nose and exhale through my mouth.
I think that if you use your mouth for both things while you are jogging, you are okay. Yeah.
I'll try that tomorrow.
Yeah, you can try your nose to breathe in for sure. You can try that. But and you need to breathe faster, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna do 4 and 4 because you will need more air. You will need more oxygen. So you will breathe faster and more breaths per minute. But when you're jogging, you definitely need your mouth.
Thanks, Monica.
Yeah, thank you. Awesome. So we have the lazy 8 or infinity symbol. I got this picture from, or this exercise from Teachers Pay Teachers, but you can also, I draw it myself too for my students. And I use the hand one a lot, and they like to stand up and do it. When I started teaching high school again 2 years ago, I had to face a situation that students are not so focused as they are in college. I had been teaching in college for 15 years when I decided to go back to high school. And one of my classes was really not very focused, very sociable, and they like to chat, very nice kids. It was very difficult to have them focus to start class. So that is when I decided to start using all these exercises. And back then I had an assistant in my classroom. And one day she was a couple minutes late. And we were all standing up and doing this lazy 8 breathing exercise, and she left. She thought she had gone into the wrong classroom because everybody was so calm and working on this. And it really helped me, and it worked, because then the students were able to focus and to do group work and to just be in class with their body and emotions. So everything I'm doing here is that I have tested with my students. And then when COVID started, what I did is to record all these videos. So instead of doing it in class, sometimes we did it like this on Zoom before class, but some other times I recorded a video per week. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you will see a lot of videos in English and in Spanish that I have created for my students to do during COVID. And their feedback was that these type of exercises really help them face the day and face all the anxiety and stress that they had from all the classes going online and all the teachers. Some were not very sure of what they had to do. So it was stressful for everybody. And these techniques, they reported, really helped them. A similar one to the lazy 8 is just, I call this mountaintop. And again, standing up, you use your hand. We breathe in and we go on top of the mountain, breathe in, pause, breathe out, pause, like that, breathe in, pause, breathe out, pause. And again, you can just draw it yourself. So these are very similar, the lazy 8 and this one, 4, 4. All right, a different one is finger breathing. So you hold one of your hands up in front of you, and then with the other hand, you're going to grab each finger, starting from the thumb. And you breathe in, pause, and breathe out on each finger. Shall we try it? If you can turn your cameras on, that would be great. So any hand in front of you, and then grab a hold of your thumb. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Breathe out. Try to close your eyes or to look downwards. And really try to focus. This is a moment for yourself. Don't think that we are watching you or you're being recorded or anything. This is a moment for yourself. We're going to do just one hand. Typically, you would do both hands. We're going to do just one hand. So when you breathe in and out on the thumb, you move to your index finger. Closing your eyes and you do the same thing. Breathe in. Pause. Remember to pause. And breathe out. Middle finger. Ring finger. And pinky finger. Great. Science says that our brain needs at least 7 of these type of breaths to really calm down. We did 5. Typically in the classroom, you would do 10. And I have seen videos in schools in Great Britain, for example, schools that are using mindfulness and breath work. And this is one of the favorites for elementary school, finger breathing. You see the kids doing this with their eyes closed and really focusing. All right. Here's finger breath that we just did. And what I told you a little while ago is that this type of breath is balancing for in breaths and for out breaths, or inhales and exhales. And it's really balancing. It doesn't put you to sleep or anything. But later at night, the type of practices are different. What does that mean? That you need to breathe even slower when you're trying to go to sleep, or you are really trying to relax. If you're very stressed out, instead of doing 4-4 or 3-3, you would have a longer exhale. Because to really downregulate, you need less than 4 breaths per minute. So the ratio would be 1 inhale, 2 exhales. So double the exhale. Or like in the triangle here, you would do inhale, pause, exhale, but a longer pause. So this is triangle breath, which is recommended when you're really anxious or when you're trying to fall asleep. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause for a little bit. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then for the long pause here, you can even close your nose for 4. So let's try it. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Great. So if it's the morning for you, don't do too many of these because you will want to go to bed. So these are really recommended for the evening. Or if you're very, very anxious and you need to calm down, then you would do these type of breath. Inhale and then double the exhale, or long pause in between. Another type of breath for the night or the evening is one of the most common ones, which is called square breathing. That is, you breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, and again, hold for 4. Okay, let's do it. One, two, three. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. One more at your own time. All right. So just for a quick recap, we did hot chocolate, which you can change to tea, hot water, coffee if you are teaching adults, or you can change it to ice cream, breath, candle breath, in which you use 2 fingers in front of your mouth, inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And the last time is short and strong, to imagine that you're putting off or putting out the candle. Then we did the Hoberman sphere, which you can use the toy or you can use your hands. I really like it with my hands. You feel kind of like an energy that is happening, that is being created between the palms of your hands. So I really like to use my hands too. Then we did the infinity symbol or lazy 8 breath for 4 counts. We did top of the mountain. Breathe in as you go up the mountain, pause, and then breathe out as you go down the mountain. We did finger breathing, grabbing each finger. You can also do tracing each finger. Breathe in, pause, and breathe out on the other side. Breathe in, pause, breathe out. So this can also be tracing each finger. So these are the most common ones for school, but then for your personal well-being, if you have trouble sleeping or you feel very anxious about a presentation or something that you have to give the next day, you would increase the exhale or include a longer pause between inhale and exhale. So that would be triangle pose, triangle breath, or square breathing. Breathe in 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, and exhale for 4. All right, everybody, let's go back to our stress level meter. Do you feel less stressed than before, more stressed out, the same? Did your scoring change at all? You can write it down here. Would anyone like to share if your stress levels changed a lot at all? This, to really work, you need to practice each one or one of these breaths for a little longer time. But hopefully giving you a mix of all these activities has helped you lower your stress levels, at least a little. Anybody would like to share? Did it change at all?
For me, it changed, yes.
Can you tell us a little about it? What's your name, please?
Sonia, can you hear me?
Sonia?
Excuse me.
Okay, Sonia, can you tell us a little bit about it? How did it change and why do you think it did?
Well, I love doing breathing exercises, but I wasn't sure exactly the different techniques. I just do yoga and I just love to do the breathing in and out.
Great.
And today I was excited because, well, later today I have a presentation and it's made me a bit nervous. So at the beginning I was mentioning I was an 8. And now I think I'm maybe a 4 or 5, a bit less nervous.
That's awesome, Sonia.
Yes,
and thank you for sharing. And you'll do great on your presentation.
Oh, thank you. I hope so.
Yes, fantastic. Thank you for sharing your talent with the profession.
So Monica, I appreciated today. I've learned about breathing before. What I appreciated today is that the visual, like the fingers, for instance, hold the And because I'm often doing the breathing and then my mind gets distracted. But if I'm focused on my hand, then my breathing, my hand, and all of that is keeping my focus on it. So
Excellent.
it just, yeah, it just was very useful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, absolutely. Some people think that they cannot meditate. Have you heard? People say, oh, I can't meditate. I can't focus. I can't have a blank mind. Well, that is not the purpose of meditation. The purpose of meditation is to focus your mind. Not, it is just the opposite. You need to focus your mind on something. So with the little visuals, you give your mind something to focus on. And if you use your body, like for the candle, or when we stood up and did the lazy 8, you are giving your mind something to focus on. Otherwise, what the mind does, it goes back to the past, thinking about you did, maybe you regret it, typically something negative, or just recreating in your mind something that happened in the past, or you start thinking about the future. Okay, what am I gonna fix for lunch? Or, oh, I have to do the presentation. I don't know how I'm gonna do. So that is what the mind typically does. It's created that way. So we don't want a blank mind. That will not happen. But we give the mind something to focus on. So the moment it goes back to the past or the future, you bring it back. Like, you know, a little kid or a little puppy dog, you bring them back to where you are. So thank you for pointing that out.
Michael, you have something to say? Sorry, Monica.
Yeah, I just would like you to take a picture of this, everybody.
Okay.
So that we can be in touch through email, through my website, languagetransformations.com. I have a YouTube channel where I recorded my videos, mostly in Spanish, because right now I'm teaching mostly Spanish, but I will add more and more in English. I have some in English as well. And then Facebook, of course, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And
May I
then,
share something?
yeah, I'm gonna get out of this screen. Is everybody's done with this?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to be back in the room with you all.
What I was also wanted to point out is that when you're teaching teenagers or even, you know, younger kids, sometimes if you're losing control or if you are a new teacher and you have discipline problems, using one of these activities not only help the students to calm down, start focusing, but also helps you as a teacher to
Absolutely.
control the discipline, the way that it's
Yeah.
always mentioned it. So I think it would be great for, you know, icebreaker, transitional activities, and also to control the group, especially if you're still teaching large groups, over 40 students in the same class.
Exactly.
We still have situations and reality down here in South America. So thank
absolutely.
you.
Here as well, Irma. Here as well.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
as well. Yeah, as well.
Okay.
Thank you, Irma.
Yeah,
Thank you
my workshop description includes positive classroom management, and that is exactly that. So first of all, management is not a very appropriate type of word. We don't want to manage our students, but we want them to really cooperate. And instead of yelling at them or sending them to the office or things like that, we are providing tools for them to regulate their nervous system. And it helps them in our class and in everything else.
Yeah.
But it really helped me with that class I was telling you about, which was very nice kids. I love them all, but very chatty, hard to focus.
Aren't they all chatty?
Yep.
Michael
Thank
has
you.
also,
Thank you.
thank you, Irma. Thank you, Monica. Michael has also something to say.
Yeah, mine is a question and clarification. Thank you very much, Monica. Like you
Thank
agreed,
you.
like you agreed with me initially, that body pain, when you have body pain, it can increase our stress. And
Yeah.
sometimes you hear our students, they will tell you, teacher, our hands, our hip, our back,
Yeah.
include myself too, a situation where a student will sit down for 8 hours for classes, myself for
Absolutely.
8 hours for classes. So I don't know which of the practice do you recommend that we do in the class, like to help them ease out the pain and then focus on the classes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. Honestly, I used all of these. And I mix and match because you don't want the students to get bored with these. So you mix and match whatever you want to do on one particular day. Maybe you do the finger one. Because the thing is that, Michael, physical pain is a very broad term. So really we need more information. What is going on there? In my particular case, I suffer from migraine. And I use all of these to help get over my migraine. Any of these really helps because we are not working directly on my migraine, but on my nervous system that makes my migraine even worse. We are working on our nervous system, not specifically the physical pain. For the physical pain question, you as a teacher really need a lot more information that sometimes the student doesn't give you. So it depends on what the situation is. But these exercises cater to anybody. They will help their mental well-being, their nervous system, any of these.
Thank you. And I want to thank everyone in the Zoom meeting today and all the people who have followed us in Facebook Live. We have a few minutes to say thank you to Monica. Personally, I have realized about how important mental health again is, and realizing that I have 5 fingers and I have 2 hands, and that I can walk, and that I can stand up, and that I am alive, and which is something that we, because of so many problems we have, we just forget. Yep. And we forget to thank for every single piece of member or organ we have. So thank you, Monica, for such a wonderful and moving and touching presentation. Anybody else who wants to mention something?
Thank you, Jaime. I really, really appreciate it. You make me feel at home.
Yeah.
You will have 4 minutes, Edison.
Right, yes. And thank you, Monica. Thank you, Jaime, for the chance. Yeah, no, actually, I started using this kind of exercises like back in 2000. And then I used this for some years, but I don't know why I forgot.
Yeah,
about using them, and then
I know the answer.
I know. I think it was because I had sometimes
the German guy.
6 hours in a row, 6 periods in a row. So then you don't have time, and you don't give yourself the time to do that.
Right.
But then, I started doing this like 2 months ago, and I found those things, and then this is what I said, the brain gym exercises, and you can research that. And then there is the axe, the picking up grapes, these kind of exercises have these kind of names, and they are great because it's not only about breathing but also about moving. So
exactly,
and those things are good because as Anthony mentioned, then you also need to move yourself, not only the students. It's not that you give the instructions and while you're still sitting. But you have to do them at the same time, along with them. And that helps because sometimes when these exercise, breathing exercises, you yawn, and the students think they are bad, but it's to say, no, if you yawn, it's because you did the exercise well. because
right.
all the oxygen went right into your brain. So you are getting ready. So you are getting more oxygen. So your neurons are awake.
Absolutely.
So if you
Thank you,
yawn, it's a
Edison.
lot better.
Thank you.
That's why predators yawn before they attack, because they
Exactly.
receive more air and then they attack.
Mm-hmm.
That's the idea.
Thank you, Edison. And to finish up with our beautiful meeting, Juan in Colombia, you have a comment?
Well, everything has been already said by all of you, but it's very meaningful, Monica. Thank you very much, because
thank you, Juan.
In my convincement, to me, it's always very, very meaningful. I repeat it, sharing with people. We have always something to learn from someone.
Absolutely.
And probably something to share with the others. Thank you very much again.
Thank you, Juan.
Well,
yes,
beautiful.
thank you. Thank you,
Well,
Monica. Thank you.
Well, and the last minute is for you, Monica. I appreciate very much the work you do. I've seen your videos, I've seen your posts, and they are just lovely. So I invite everyone to watch them and learn something new to do with our students. So your final words, dear Monica?
Yes, thank you all very much for being here, for your support, beautiful words, and I really feel a very positive energy in this group. I'm very thankful to be here. I live in the United States, but my heart is definitely in Latin America. And whenever whenever I have the opportunity to share experiences like this, really give me so much energy and so many more ideas to do from now on. I'm here for you anytime.
That's what I was going to say,
sessions.
Monica. That's what I was going to say. So I'm sure we will see you next semester, as if it were the University of Life. We will see you next semester for sure, when you have some free time that you can share with us.
Yeah, we can do kids yoga poses and games.
And teachers
like
yoga. And teachers yoga. And
teachers
grandparents yoga. Here there are 3
and
or
teacher
4.
games.
And teachers games.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so thank you, everyone.
Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday.
Yeah, thank you, Monica,
You
in the
too.
USA, Sonia in Peru.
Thank you, Jaime.
Juan thank you. Juan in Colombia, Raj in Canada,
Thank
and
you.
everyone, Micaela, and everyone else. See you. Thank you, Luis Bermudez in Ecuador, Lucin, and see you next July the 11th. Great event with this new generation of English language teacher. It will be awesome. You need to listen to the new blood, to the new souls. It will be moving. No, thank you.
Thank you for the initiative.
And thank God. Thank God, Monica.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Stay safe,
everyone.
Stay safe.
Bye. Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Monica. Bye.